is what happened last year, the actual fight for change, people wanting change so bad that we were in the street, people died, and we are still fighting for change until today. So what's the difference of before last year and after last year? So in reporting or documenting good governance, politics, journalism, especially in the human rights, and what is the change? Can you say we are at a better place or we are at a far much worse place? Because according to me, I'll just be honest, I don't believe that journalists or the media is currently at the best place to document this thing because of the censorship, because of the abductions, because of actually internet suppression and everything else. But I want to hear from you, somebody who has been in the game quite longer than me.
Am I audible now? Yeah. For me, I think since last year, it wasn't quite that serious. Maybe you can write a report about demonstrations or document about them. Maybe it started to be serious after the elections. Then it started to be cautious.
What is that one story that you've covered that actually speaks to what you're talking about today?
You know, journalists, when we are covering, we tend to write what we see. You bring the truth. So sometimes it's hard, it's difficult to write. When you're being speechless, everything will jump like that. You just try to balance the story.
So are we going to give up because we are monitored, because we are surveilled, because we are tracked, because we keep on switching phones today, tomorrow? I just want to hear from somebody, because TikTok has been the biggest tool that happened between last year and this year, and actually even before. TikTok gained popularity in around 2020, but it has been one of the most crucial social media platforms that we have right now. I want to hear from somebody, because almost everyone here is on TikTok and X. And to be honest, in Kenya, we use TikTok, X, and Facebook the most because it covers the most. It's one of the biggest generation of people. Like it's gonna people that cuts across the younger people and the older people. But even Africa passport. So how again? So this is my question to you. TikTok is here, Facebook is here, X is here, and YouTube and any other social media platform that we usually use to put out information or to hold the government accountable. But what I want to say is, kumekuwa na internet shutdown. Just in the recent, we had somebody like Beatrice Elashi, who was actually urging the government to control the media. We had people like Senator Gloria Ogopa going to court to say that the media should be controlled. And don't forget that we have the Cybercrime and Computer Misuse Act, that it is here to control the social media in how we disseminate information and everything, controlling the government, because I believe that is the key role. Not that the whole Cybercrime Act law is bad, but we are most afraid of what it's going to do in promoting what the government believes. So tell us, how are we going to make sure that we maintain our ethics, that we maintain the media law and ethics in disseminating this information? Don't you see, we adapted, don't you see, we're giving charges 1 million, so that we are not charged with terrorism. You see in Tanzania, they are being charged with terrorism for taking part in TikTok challenges. So yeah.
First, I think we as journalists, we need first to tell true stories. And by telling true stories, we face many challenges, especially with this government. In terms of demonstration that was last year, many journalists were abducted. And it happened, I wrote a story on the scene. And there is this person from office of PS calls me and tells me, please pull down the story because of this and this and this and this. But the story was true, because the day people, Gen Z, entered parliament, I was there. And then I'm just wondering, why should you call me and tell me to pull down the story? You know, that's threatening me. and then and I did not report a wrong story. It was what happened to the ground. So to me, I think sometimes, despite the fact that we have the laws, but the government, these laws, they are enforcing. You have the cybercrime law which was passed the other day. You know, some of them, they are not protecting our rights as journalists because we have just reported what's there. And then, why should you abduct us? Is that the way to go? Should we not tell the story? You know, it brings the question, so we should not go to the ground and then you start fearing because you don't know what will happen next. You don't know whether you'll be abducted or what will happen to you. So from that story, I was forced, I pulled it down, then I posted a short clip on my Twitter. Then everyone like posted the tweet, even including Nyamamu, whatever. And then I asked myself, so because I posted on Twitter, will they still call me to tell me to pull down the story? But because the story had gotten many views, nobody called me to pull down the story on X or whatever. So I think as journalists, we need to be heard. Also, we are human beings, and we tell the stories. So despite the fact there are laws, also consider the other side of the story.
You said that you were asked to pull down a story, and you were also asked to pull down a post that you made. And I'm reading this because right now, if you follow the new cybercrime and computer misuse law, very clean, there's a part that is granting the government access to they can actually pull down your content without your consent. If you get what I said, they can pull down your content without your consent. There's a guy on X called Professor TV. I believe we all interacted with his work. The 2 days after the cybercrime and computer misuse law or act was passed, the bill was passed to be a law, 3 of his contents were taken down. And I happened to have interacted with the content before they were taken down. They were mostly talking about what was happening during the Raila death. You see, Raila died on 15. Then the bill was actually starting to law on 15. But I want to ask you this. What difference is it going to make now that the government can actually take it down? Actually, you will go now to release now so yeah. Actually, before I come to somebody has another experience, because we're shared on the airport, I want to get more experiences. But imagine you're being told that take down your content and we are paying you. And on the part you're different, but give us your experience first of all.
Just to highlight what she was talking about. You know, there is something that was mentioned. They were going to pull out the story and we're going to be paid. You know, that is where we draw the line. Because recently we had done a certain story. I don't think I have to mention what was the story about. But after we posted the story, of course it blew up and of course a lot of views. And people were commenting different things, and everyone was against the person we were talking about, whatever we posted. And then it happened that the story reached the person, a very big person, of course. And he was like, can you guys put down the story and I am going to pay you. So somehow it's like we choose to listen to the person and we pull down the story so that he can do something nice. And after we pull down the story, someone else contacted and said, guys, can you return that story? I am going to pay. So now we were left confused now. Which person are we going to listen? So if I can say, I think now we don't have we have not gotten the real answer. Of course, if someone tells you to put down the story, if another person tells you, return the story, I am going to pay. Who exactly are we going to listen? You know, of course, in this industry, of course, we're here to do the story and of course experience our career, but also earn money. So sometimes we may weigh which person is going to be to pay a good amount, or is it good to accept the money? I don't have the answer for that.
Okay, I think one of the gentlemen was
Okay, I think mine is not an experience, but I like plays if you want recording plays, because it's targeting the media itself. The problem starts with that. So I've done a story about you. Yeah, that's an example. A story about you. Maybe it's justified the wrong